Welcome back to Wheel Rever. And the camera fades in on a long stretch of open road. You hear that unmistakable Harley rumble in the background before the bike even comes into view. Then it rolls into frame at the 2025 Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic, a timeless cruiser that seems to blend old-school Americana with modern engineering in a way only Harley can pull off. Welcome back to Wheel Rever, and, folks, today, we're taking a deep dive into one of Harley-Davidson's most nostalgic yet powerful bikes, the 2025 Heritage Classic. If you've ever dreamed of cruising down the highway with the wind in your face, chrome flashing in the sun, and that signature Harley V-twin growl in your ears, this one's going to grab your attention. At first glance, it looks like a throwback. Leather saddlebags, wide fenders, the soft glow of an LED headlamp housed in a classic shell. But the moment you thumb that starter, you realize it's anything but old school underneath. Harley's given this machine its newest Milwaukee-Eight 117 engine, and that means a lot more punch. You're looking at 1,923 cc of displacement, pumping out about 98 horsepower and a massive 120 foot-pounds of torque at just 2,500 RPM. That's torque you can feel the instant you twist the throttle. A raw, low-end muscle that defines what a cruiser should feel like. On the road, the Heritage Classic feels surprisingly composed. The suspension setup has been refined with a hidden monoshock at the rear, giving you that hardtail look without sacrificing comfort. Up front, you get 49mm dual bending valve forks that soak up rough pavement better than you'd expect from a heavyweight cruiser. Cornering isn't razor sharp, it's deliberate, confident, and stable. Exactly what you want when you're eating up highway miles or rolling through small town streets. The braking setup inspires confidence too. Dual front discs with ABS and traction control keep the ride planted even if conditions change. And Harley has finally leaned into modern convenience tech here. Selectable ride modes like road, rain, and sport let you tune the bike's character on the fly. It's a simple system, but it makes a world of difference. Now let's talk about the feel. That's where this bike earns its heritage name. The moment you sit down on that deep, sculpted seat, you realize this machine is designed to be ridden for hours. The ergonomics are relaxed, mid-forward foot controls, wide bars, and just enough wind protection from the detachable windshield. That windshield, by the way, pops off easily if you want a stripped-down look for city cruising. It's Harley's way of giving you two bikes in one, a full-on touring cruiser or a minimalist classic with just a few quick changes. Design-wise, Harley nails it again. The 2025 model comes with a mix of chrome and blacked-out finishes depending on which color package you choose. You can go for the pure nostalgia vibe with a bright chrome and studded leather, or choose one of the darker, meaner blacked-out versions for a more modern attitude. The tank medallion still carries that bold Harley badge, a small but proud reminder of a lineage that stretches back decades. The saddlebags are a perfect example of how Harley marries form and function. They're leather-wrapped, but hard-backed and lockable, meaning you get durability, weather protection, and classic style all in one. You can toss in your essentials for a weekend ride without worrying about space or security. One of the most underappreciated updates this year is the subtle integration of tech, a USB-C charging port under the dash, LED lighting all around, and a clean analog-digital instrument cluster that gives you everything you need at gear position, fuel range, trip meters, while still keeping the vintage vibe alive. At 728 pounds, the Heritage Classic isn't light, but that weight helps anchor it on the highway. It feels planted and smooth at 70 miles per hour, with that Milwaukee-Eight engine humming effortlessly. The exhaust note is classic Harley, deep, throaty, and perfectly tuned. It's loud enough to make a statement but refined enough that you won't hate yourself on longer rides. Fuel economy lands around 47 miles per gallon from the 5-gallon tank, which gives you roughly 230 miles of range between stops. Not bad for a big twin cruiser. Now let's talk about what it costs. The 2025 Heritage Classic starts around $22,999 in the US, with prices varying depending on paint schemes and wheel options. The laced wheels and two-tone finishes will push it closer to $25,000. But if you're buying this bike, you're not just buying numbers, you're buying heritage, craftsmanship, and that unmistakable Harley identity. And that's the real charm of this bike. It's not trying to be futuristic or minimalistic like some of the new electric cruisers or sport hybrids. It's unapologetically a Harley. You can feel its soul in the way it idles, in the way it carries its weight, and in the way it connects you to the road. If you want a motorcycle that blends the romance of the past with the reliability and performance of today, something that looks as good parked outside a diner as it feels tearing down an open stretch of highway, the 2025 Heritage Classic hits that mark perfectly. So whether you're a longtime Harley loyalist or someone looking to step into the cruiser world with something that has both comfort and character, this bike is worth your time. It's not just transportation, it's a time machine with a heart of steel and a pulse that beats pure freedom. That's the 2025 Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic, a perfect balance between heritage and horsepower, a motorcycle that reminds us why the open road still calls. Camera fades out to the sound of that Milwaukee-Eight 117 rumbling in the distance.